Now you've touched on some of the issues raised at that particular Asaba meeting.
Yeah.
Let's start to look at some of the issues of state police, state creation, and a single 5-year term for executives. Let's start with state police. What's your thought on state police? Are we truly ripe enough for it?
I believe that it is time for us to have a state police. If you look at Nigeria today, the existing Nigeria police force is not in a position to effectively and efficiently police Nigeria.
And
Nigeria is too big to have a police with a central command.
And the fears of those who are opposed to it, you understand what normally happen, and you say we're ripe enough. Some say we'll still need some time to grow our democracy to be more tolerant before we can now say we want state police.
There will be abuses in the beginning. Certainly there will be abuses here and there. What is important is to put in place checks and balances such that if you have state police, it will not be abused. You still have a coordinating body.
If you were to suggest, what kind of checks would you like to see?
Of course, yes. Part of the discussion at the Asaba conference was that if you have a state police, there will be a body to control arms importation. Police Arms Commission. So that you do not just go out of your state to import arms without being checked. You must pass through the central body. So you submit your requisition to the central body, it will be vetted. So that you don't just bring arms that will not be controlled.
But wouldn't that be taking a toll on lack of coordination in our security apparatus?
No. If you go to the United States, for example, you have county police. You don't have this type of system where you have one police centrally commanded. It cannot work.
But and
that is part of the problem we have with the police. We blame the police so much, we do not appreciate their problem. The problem besetting Lagos is different from the one that is besetting Ondo State. It is different from the one that is besetting the Kano State. It is different from the one that is besetting Enugu State. Yes, you have one centrally commanded police. You transfer a man from Lagos, you take him to Ekiti, you take him to Ebonyi. He settles down, he begins to appreciate the community in which he's going to police. A completely strange man to that environment. So it needs time to settle down, to appreciate the people there, to know the type of crime. Crime varies from community to community.
And if we bring this up, isn't this going to conflict with the indigenship we're trying to expunge from the Constitution? Because now we're trying to look at policemen and women who are from a certain part of the country to stay there and do their jobs.
Yes, you could still have the federal police that could take care of federal offenses. Certainly, you have the national police, but the state police will deal with community crime, which is what touches you and I, because we are more concerned with crimes that people cannot sleep, that people cannot keep things. You go to Dubai, for example, you leave your money on the table, you come back and meet your money there. That's a community. Can't we have a similar situation in Nigeria? If you have effective policing, where you see policemen moving from street to street, because they know everybody that lives in the community. So it is easier to police than bringing somebody from Kano State to come and police Ondo.
For this to get into the Constitution, at the end of the day, you talked about superior argument now taking place over the others. How do we now know at the end of it all which is gathering more momentum as regards the issue of state police? Do we put it to vote, or are the representatives of the people, the National Assembly, going to vote and say this is what our people want, and we're speaking on behalf of the people?
You go through the procedure. Under the existing constitutional arrangement, there can only be one Nigeria police force that is provided for in the Constitution. For you, that is, police is on the exclusive legislative list. So for you to have state police, you have to remove police from the exclusive legislative list. Before you can do that, both the House of Representatives and the Senate must agree. Then you then take it to the states, all the states' houses of assembly, for them to also pass a resolution to agree that police should be removed from the exclusive legislative list and placed on the concurrent legislative list. Then the mechanism, the structure, then will then be worked out. So you need to persuade others to agree with your viewpoint. You can't just say you want to go outside the Constitution and have a state police. It won't be possible.
You know, some people have said that this new attempt to try and amend the Constitution is not inclusive. I mean, it's like a top-bottom approach in the sense that this is going to be another one that will be handed down to the people by a group of elite. Do you agree? And if you don't, or if you do, how do you think that people can be a little more informed about as to what's going on and how they can actually put in their contributions into this constitutional amendment?
I see your point. I think the National Assembly, the Constitutional Review Committee in the National Assembly should have public hearing. They should go from zone to zone to collate the views of the people. Don't just stay in Abuja and put down the constitution and force it on the people. There should be zonal conferences where people can come together from the lowest level of the society and make their input. You submit your memorandum. If you have views, you submit to the body. So when the conference comes to maybe Lagos State, people should go there, submit their views, and then the views will then be collated. I know that memoranda had been submitted in the past, but it should come down to the level of the people so that you can have a wide spectrum of ideas before the final document is produced.